Presentation on workplace stress. What's the big deal? Stress can be good for me sometimes, right? I love my job and it's just a little hectic from time to time. Or, I know my boss doesn't really mean to yell at me and I'm not going to take it personally. Have you ever said these things to yourself at one point in time? Well, think again. Stress is a big deal, so let's talk about it. Workplace stress can lead to physical and emotional health problems. My presentation is on managing stress in the workplace and the fact that workplace stress can lead to physical and emotional health problems. During my presentation, I will define various stress factors, discuss physical and emotional warning signs and symptoms of stress, and finally discuss ways to eliminate or reduce stress. I want to give you a few workplace stress statistics. According to the Bureau of Labor, 1 in every 4 employees sees their job as the number one stressor in their lives, even more so than money and family issues. 3 out of 4 employees think there's more stress in the workplace now than there was 20 years ago. Research shows if you're suffering from high levels of stress on your job, changes in your total health care costs could go up by almost half. Factors that lead to job stress. You could have specific work factors which include an excessive workload, long hours, and low pay or an inflexible work schedule. The physical work environment can also lead to job-related stress, overcrowding or a high level of noise in your workplace, poor air quality. Organizational practices can also lead to workplace stress, which include unclear expectations, lack of communication, or lack of family-friendly policies. Changes in the workplace can also lead to job-related stress. If you have a fear of layoffs or if there's high turnover at your office. Interpersonal relationships can also lead to job-related stress, which include a supervisor or manager that does not communicate well with you, office politics, or if there are issues of harassment in your workplace, or poor performance from your peers or subordinates can also lead to job-related stress. Stress warning signs and symptoms. I have created a chart here that talks about workplace stress and the signs and symptoms. I chose this display because when I began to list the warning signs and symptoms of stress, I was amazed at how many there were and how serious the warning signs of the signs and symptoms of workplace stress were. Some are, you have cognitive symptoms where there's memory problems, inability to concentrate, or trouble thinking clearly. You also have physical symptoms of workplace stress, which include headaches, backaches, muscle tension and stiffness, diarrhea or constipation. And then there's also emotional symptoms, which include moodiness, restlessness, short temper or irritability or impatience. And then you also have behavioral symptoms, which include if you're eating more than normal or eating less than normal, or if you're sleeping too much or sleeping too little, or if you're isolating yourself from others. These are all signs and symptoms of work-related stress. Okay. Now we're going to talk about reducing and eliminating job-related stress. Okay. You have to begin to change the behaviors that are causing stress. If you tend to run late, you may want to set your clock or your watch a few minutes fast and give yourself some extra time. If you're unorganized, you may want to create a filing system and throw away the junk and the clutter. You also want to think positively. You want to stop thinking negatively because that tends to drain your energy and motivation. You also want to give yourself kudos when you make small accomplishments. And here are some more suggestions for reducing and eliminating workplace stress. One, you want to take time for yourself. You want to take a break. You want to walk away from a stressful situation. You want to spend a few minutes maybe meditating or exercising or maybe listening to music on your iPod. You may need to talk about things that are stressing you at work. If you have someone close to you that you can trust, you may want to talk to them about things that stress you. You want to identify allies at work that can actually help you with your workload when things are getting hectic. And then you want to laugh. You want to find humor in situations and stop taking things so seriously. And you may want to share a funny joke or a story during your day. The good news is stress can be reduced or eliminated, but this takes time and a commitment for change as well as a lifestyle change. During this presentation, we've discussed the causes of workplace stress, the symptoms of stress, and ways to reduce and eliminate stress. Now, let's go and be stress-free. Does anyone have any questions?
I have a question.
Okay.
I work long hours. I love my job. My job is hectic. Could that be the cause of high blood pressure, even though I love my job?
High blood pressure can be caused by a number of things, including heredity, lack of exercise, or poor eating habits. It could also be working long hours or not getting enough sleep. And so your stressful work environment can be a factor in causing your high blood pressure. Any other questions?
I have one. Can working with difficult customers or coworkers really cause you stress?
Yes, dealing with a demanding customer or an overcritical boss can absolutely cause stress. When you have to interact with these people, it's important that you take a deep breath, you assess the situation, and you make a decision not to take what's being said to you personally. Does anybody have any other questions?
One other question. I've been feeling stressed. Should I go to the doctor or should I try to fix it myself?
Okay, it depends on the situations and the symptoms that you're feeling. Ideally, you want to, if you're feeling bad, you want to go to the doctor. But if you know that you're stressing at work and you have some of those symptoms, you want to try to change them as well. Thank you for your time.
Went over 7 seconds.